The village of Shannonvale, near Clonakilty in West Cork, has been blighted for years by a sewage spill that is destroying its only amenity, its one and only park. Last August it was announced that this park has been renamed by locals to Uisce Éireann Park in honour of the state agency which is refusing to carry out remedial works to solve this problem which is causing devastation to locals. Recently it was revealed that a consistently leaking sewage tank in the village of Shannonvale has not been highlighted as an immediate priority by local authorities, Irish Water or government agencies, despite local residents consistently reporting this issue over a period of 25 years. Jack Hanley from Shannonvale Park Committee joins me now to discuss this very issue. Jack, thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much, Arthur.
First of all, Jack, tell us, Shannonvale Park Committee, how and why and when was this formed?
At least this iteration, anyway, was formed in August 23. I had just moved to the area kind of the December before. I've only been in the area about 2 years myself, originally from Wales. But yeah, we formed it to deal with the sewage issue. It had been taken by Barry O'Mahony for many years. It had been dealt with people before that. There was probably about 3 other committees who have been trying to deal with this issue. It is an ongoing issue that's been there for 27 years. But there's been quite a bit of new blood into the area. So we've basically been trying to deal with this problem because Shannonvale Park, for anybody who doesn't know, sits right in the middle of Shannonvale. And especially for somebody with young kids like myself and a few others, we really want use of this park again. But at the moment there's a big metal fence surrounding it because of the environmental impact or the environmental biohazard that might occur if children were to play there. So it has been cordoned off by the APA and the Uisce Éireann and the council, and we can't use it until this issue has been dealt with.
So where is this sewage actually coming from? Tell us about the source of this sewage.
So there is a big septic tank that belongs to the 9 houses on the hill in Shannonvale, the 9 stone houses as you're coming through Shannonvale, if you're coming from Ballinscarthy way, and that septic tank sits in the middle of the park. It wasn't placed correctly to begin with, to be honest. It had very, very bad percolation. So the septic tank, as it started to break anyway, the rainwater would go in and the percolation of the ground in itself, it wouldn't absorb it below, so the only way to go is up. And so then it's flooded into the park and the sewage has basically made its way towards the river, which is right next to the park. It's called the River Argadine. And about a mile upstream from that is the drinking water abstraction that serves all of Clonakilty residents towards Rinascreen, all the way up to Rinascreen. So yeah, from Timberlake to Rinascreen even. So Cork-Sherry residents as well. So we believe that there is seepage into the river from that park as well. So it's not just a park issue, it is also a drinking water issue, we believe. So we've been trying to gather some evidence around that as well.
How close is the nearest residential area to this sewage spill and contaminated area?
Yeah, a few yards, to be honest. I mean, yeah, literally like a few steps away, there's houses from that the spillage. So the smell gets very bad, especially in dry, cold weather. And sometimes I know quite a lot in the summer as well, during hot weather. So there's been a lot of complaints in the area regarding the smell, the fact that it's overflown, the fact that it needs tankering to empty it. And Uisce Éireann is spending probably a lot of resources tankering the sewage every week to make sure that it doesn't affect residents, but it's not really being done every week. They're saying they're doing it every week. But really they should be spending that money that they're spending on tankering on the long-term problem, which is that we can get access to a park again and they can replace they basically want to pump the sewage across the bridge and into the main sewage, which serves the rest of Clonakilty, to connect up to kind of where Far's pub is really at the moment. So, so that's kind of the solution we're trying to drive, but we haven't really had much luck in doing that.
Tell me how this sewage spill is affecting day-to-day lives for locals in terms of amenities, in terms of hygiene and so on.
I mean, there is no amenity. If anybody's been to Shannonvale, the only amenity is the park, other than the pub. So there's Fars Pub, and a lot of the community spend their time there. And the only kind of free amenity, I suppose, is Shannonvale Park. So now they don't have access to that. They have to go to somewhere in Clonakilty or Ballscarthy, for example, to spend time with the children, whatever. But this is literally walking distance from my house, so it would be great for the whole community if we were able to have access to that. There used to be barbecues, there used to be festivals there used to be football posts and stuff so people can play. There used to be a lot of swimming going on in the river. None of that is really happening anymore because the residents don't have access to it and haven't done so since about 1998.
So tell me, what kind of communication have you had with local authorities, with Irish Water, with government agencies and so on? And tell me about your petition. What is this all about and what feedback and what developments have you had on this?
We've been petitioning everyone. I mean, it's been brought up multiple times in the Dáil by Hawley Carnes and Michael Collins and Christopher O'Sullivan. And it's been brought up by the councillors. The councils have been told that they can't bring it up anymore because council doesn't have any water services that they own anymore. So every time it's brought up in council, it's struck from the record as such. So we bring it up with everybody we can. We're trying to petition the public to try and complain about this. So if anybody wants to get in touch with Ishgarian and complain about the issue, then please do. Send Clean Water, send Shannonvale Park Committee complaint numbers. We're trying to make freedom of information requests to Ishgarian to find out more about the issue as well. We're in touch with lots of people, to be honest. We're trying to kind of petition the local community to get involved more often to get this issue sorted. But like I said, people have been petitioning the politicians in particular for a very long time, and we haven't really seen any action on that. Dara O'Brien, the minister, visited a couple of years ago, said it would be fixed, and then about a year later said that he didn't have the powers to fix it. So I don't know why he made that promise in the first place, or whether he's just, But a lot of people, the route to fixing this is for Ishgarian basically to prioritise, to get on the capital investment plan for 2025 to 2029, which looks very unlikely that we're going to be on that. It looks very unlikely they're going to get any injection of funding from the Apple money and from the government in order to fix this issue. So I think it's a very big concern for us that for the next 5 years, we're almost guaranteed not to have a park accessible to us.
Just as you're speaking, Jack, I'm thinking of a recent news story where Simon Harris, our Taoiseach and Minister for Defence, has signed off on a contract for the upgrade of accommodation at Collins Barracks at a cost of close to €5 million. We are told that this refurbishment project will provide accommodation for close to 20 officers. So that's an average of €250,000 per bed in this refurbishment project. How do you feel as an affected resident dealing with this sewage spill, calling for the government authorities to deal with this problem, to allocate funds? How do you feel when you hear about such spending €250,000 per bed in Collins Barracks, and indeed other scandals like the Bikegate scandal in Dáil and many other scandals of misspending, mismanagement of funds? How does this make you feel?
Terrible. I mean, there was a shelter in Bantry recently. I think it came to 670,000, if I remember rightly. There's obviously a terrible, inefficient waste of public money, and I think there is a surplus in government at the moment. So I think they could provide the money if they wanted to, but it does seem a reluctance to be able to inject this money into the public interest, basically. We've had a lot of promises from people, but we haven't had much action. It would be great. The estimates that Ishgarian comes up with for the park is around $1 million. That's the worst case scenario, and the options they've listed to us. I think a lot more conservative estimate is around 250,000. So were it to go to the park instead of to the barracks, as you said, or to the signs of Bantry and everything, I think it would be the project that has been almost 30 years now would be fixed. Okay,
Shannonvale Park Committee, the work you are doing and indeed the project and petition you've launched for the work you're fighting to be completed by government authorities. How can people find more information on all this?
We're on Facebook, Clean Water Clonakilty, you can search, which is the name of our group. You can also email park@shannonvale.ie. And you can get in touch with me, Jack Handley, on Facebook and social media as well, if you like, in person. Please reach out. We're on Instagram as well, Clean Water Clonakilty on Instagram. Please reach out if you've got any information, if you've got any old photos of the park, would be very helpful to us. If you're able to do some work for us to make some complaints on behalf of us as well, that would be fantastic. And just petition your local councillor or local TD to try and get this problem fixed.
Jack Hanley of Shannonvale Park Committee near Clonakilty in West Cork. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much, Arthur.